He's gonna Gambit, not my Dracula. Say it. Oh, you savage. Oh, and his gets the APOC. Yo, hey everybody, it's Drewberry, and we got a new location in Marvel Snap, Throne Room, or the Wakandan Throne Room, as it's properly called. So this location is cards here with the highest power have their power doubled. And I got a few tips, a card from each pool that I think is really worthwhile running in your decks, and then a deck list that I think is especially good for these next 48 hours, where this is a featured location and has a 40% increased show rate. But first of all, I just really wanted to say thank you so much. With this patch came a lot of craziness, and we kind of just covered it all on a live stream. It was really fun to hang out with everyone and experience collector tokens for the first time, opening up a bunch of chests. Oh my gosh, we spent like 2 hours opening chests. It was incredible with all kinds of crazy credits and upgrades. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. But this location, we got to talk about the location, because even though there's a lot of new cards that are fun to play with, if you want to get some cubes before the season end, you got to take advantage of this one. So this throne room, this location, a few notes. One, it's an aura. So if your card moves off of it, it's not going to maintain that power doubling, right? The highest power card at this location gets its power doubled. If it leaves this location, it's not going to maintain that power total. It's not like Shuri's Lab where it gets the double and then it can move and it's fine. It's an aura. It's going to only persist as long as your card is the highest power card at that location and stays there. So here are my recommended cards. Apocalypse. This is the number one I gotta recommend, I think. Well, these three are pretty fire all in their own right, but Apocalypse can get to some crazy power totals. If you're in Series 1 or Series 2, so you're like just before collection level 464, right? Then there's not too many cards that can get to over 20 power. There's very few, but Infinite would be one. So you got to watch out for Infinite if your opponent passes on turn 5. But otherwise, if you discard APOC 3 times, you're going to get him up to 20 power. Any more than that, you have the highest power card likely in the game, and then you can play that very safely and single-handedly win the throne room. And it's really not that hard to do. As long as you draw them in a timely fashion, you can discard a bunch and then just hope that you discard them. It's not that hard to discard them 3 times in a fully loaded discard deck. Or instead of playing into the location, we can just ruin everybody's plans and Shang-Chi, probably the king of the location. He is the throne room Wakandan king, Shang-Chi. Who would have thought it? Okay. He can just destroy APOC or basically anything there that has a high power total and gets that double. It's easy money for him. He just snipes them all day. Now, you got to watch out. If you do destroy one, you got to know which one would have the second highest power, because it's then going to get the double, which might give you an awkward swing, right? So if they have multiple cards there that are both higher power than Shang-Chi, you wait till the last turn to play Shang-Chi. He's not going to win you the location just because he got that big destroy. So be cognizant of that. But this location, in my opinion, is not so much a location of power. It's a location of priority, right? If your opponent has priority on turn 6 and you have Shang-Chi in hand, then you can just kind of wait it out and play Shang-Chi on turn 6 and then destroy whatever they play, their big investment card, to have more power than you. So you're probably going to be fine. Another thing is, like, if people are stacking stuff, you can Enchantress it or anything like that. That's why I say it's a bit of a location of priority over power. The power isn't that hard to come by. You just have to have the highest power card there and it'll double, which is going to give you a really good shot at winning this location. And that could be like 5. It could just be 5 power, and that's going to get you to 10 and probably win you the location. You just got to watch out if your opponent sneaky plays something big there that you didn't see coming. But talking about sneaky big, we got Dracula. So I was hyping up all these other ones as my number one recommendations. Well, now it's Dracula because Dracula can't be countered. This guy, he dodges all the nerfs and he can't be Enchantress, loses his ongoing effect because he doesn't have one. Can't lose his on reveal effect because he doesn't have one. He can't even be destroyed because he's a 4-drop and Killmonger can't touch him and other things can't touch him. The only way he can get destroyed is if your opponent plays Gambit and snipes him. So yeah, I just think Dracula's too crazy because if he ends up taking the power from APOC, you can't even Shang-Chi him. You can't do anything. If he ends up with the most power because he triggers at the end of the game, the location is still going to double his power despite his ability of applying at the end of the game. It's an aura effect, so it'll still calculate that total. So just sneaky amounts of power, large amounts of power. You do have to kind of, get things aligning right. You got to have only APOC in the hand, ideally, discarding a bunch of things. With this deck, I find it in particular a little awkward with America Chavez, because she might end up eating the Dracula discard. So she might be one worth removing for something else. I'm just running the staple meta deck list that a lot of people have been playing because I've been having a lot of success with it. It's a very good deck. So let's talk about it. It's Jawcula deck. So Jawcula's Throne, right? It's the exact same thing. You play your Morbius, you play your Dracula, and then you play Lockjaw with a bunch of the discard to cycle the discards, discarding your APOC in hand or whatever else to get junk out of your hand so your Morbius is getting buffs. And then by the end of the game, you only have APOC in your hand, maybe America Chavez as well. She's going to swan dive into your hand on turn 6. And then Dracula's going to discard one of those two for decent value, and you win the game. Honestly, now that I'm talking about it, I think I'm going to recommend taking out Chavez for something else. It doesn't even have to be anything special, just something that you can get out of your hand quickly. Maybe even another discard card. Even Black Cat, I remember somebody commented recommending Black Cat. That could be a good option. Wong for extra discards. Those are good options. Just to make sure that APOC is the only one in your hand, because that is vital, especially with this featured location. But regardless, I like this deck with America Chavez, so I'm going to give her a spin with America Chavez in a few games. So let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. I want to see a cool animation, maybe. Cool noise effect. I feel like this one wouldn't have a cool animation. I expect it to be like an aura, right? So, and there it is. I didn't hear nothing. We got APOC in the hand. Look at this sick APOC. We were just doing that on the stream for the patch, and holy smokes, the infinity split, because I had a bunch of APOC boosters hoarded up. So we got this guy all the way. Doesn't even look like APOC at all. That's okay. We got Lockjaw. Okay, we need Dracula to do this combo. Another card that I got. It happened after stream. So just when this location went live, we got Bast. I think that's how it's pronounced. But it's like the Black Panther god. 1/1. Change all the power of your cards in your hand to 3. Highlight video coming soon. For sure. You bet. Okay, so here's the thing I was talking about. Like, you can either do the APOC thing, right? We can get APOC to be really big, and chances are we'll have it as the biggest power card for the throne room. Or ideally, we get Dracula. We don't have him just yet, so that's okay. We could try and cycle for him with an early Lockjaw, but I don't know how much I love that in this point in time. It might... it could be pretty good, though. It could be pretty good, because if we hit one of these middle cards, we're fine. If we hit APOC, we're great. Lady Sif would be not so ideal. But it's actually not bad either. Okay, it's Lady Sif. We live and we learn. It's fine. America Chavez comes out. That's excellent. Hopefully we get Dracula. Hell Cow. Hell Cow now is pretty good. He's doing discard things, so I don't even want to make him discard. So I think we just Hell Cow right here. Try and get Dracula. Or actually, okay, there we go. We hit APOC. That's good. That's good. And having Swordmaster in the hand, that's excellent. That's really good. We don't really want it to be, okay, APOC again. We want to draw Dracula. That's ideal. That's the money situation. Look at his sunspot. It's huge. Okay, it's Morbin time. And then a free discard here. How many cards do I have in the deck, though? 4. Yeah, let's go for it. Seems really good so far. We're doing the thing. Everyone told me about how to operate this deck with my last stream, and I appreciate it, and it's working out here. So he discards Infinite. That might mean he's going for a big Infinite play at the throne room, which would tie us at the moment. Swarm comes out. Can we get Dracula? No, it's going to be Colleen Wing, which is a bit of a dead card. So we can go for the APOC play, but I'm concerned that he's going to Hella. He might Hella. It could be happening. He's going to play one card. Is it going to be Hella? It's going to be Hella. Where does the big guy go? He goes down the mid. That's not enough because our APOC is bigger than his. The Infinite went to the right. Let's go. So that's where this can work out, right? We can either play the big APOC. He becomes 40 power. We only discarded him like 3 times, right? Which in this kind of deck is pretty average, I would say. And boom, like the only thing that could have beat us out at the throne room was Shang-Chi, a well-timed Shang-Chi, or the Infinite would have tied. And then the extra power, residual power would have beat us. So 1 card wins. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go get those cubes. That APOC, the power of that variant. All right, I really want to pull off the Dracula. I want to get that combo before we wrap this up because we showed the APOC. The power of the APOC is real. But does the Dracula hold his own? I think it's the secret sauce to the week, to be honest. I think this deck is fire for this week. But we'll see. It's already a pretty good deck. Everybody was telling me from the stream about how to properly pilot it. And I get it now. I get it. I vibe with it. I don't know if I want to throw him out there. But I do want to play him. So the cards you want to really play are Morbius, Lockjaw, and Dracula. Everything else you want to cycle or just make it so that, oh, we get him at the throne room. Okay. Okay. Not what you wanted to see. We can pass this turn, no problem. Wow, the APOC is just so ridiculous, this variant. I don't know how I feel about it. The yellow rocks getting kind of in his way, coming out of his eyeballs, the yellowness, just looks wacky. He's going to Patriot on the throne room. Look at that buff Patriot. That guy's been lifting shields since day 1. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's do that. And then we might go hard with the Hell Cow next turn. We just might do it. Start really ripping through those discards. Kazar. So what is this? This is going to be the Ultron deck, right? I see. It's going to be a bunch of buff drones here. It's kind of scary. Can I 3 and 2? I can. What's in the deck? 5 cards in the deck? Cosmo is going to deny one of my discards, but that's not the worst because it would have discarded Swordmaster. Don't hate it. America Chavez, perfect. Perfect. What is the Cosmo doing here? It's a bit strange. Moon Knight? Everything's heavily costed here. I kind of just feel like Hellcow to get maybe a hit on APOC. Get some other cards out of my hand at this point in time. Let's do it. And maybe this will be 3 and 3. It's gonna be turn 6. Oh boy. Do I want 7 energy for turn 6? If I draw Dracula, I probably would. Let's do that. Even though I get denied the... Oh, no, I can't with the denied discard. So we go here. Nah, let's just go here. Blue Marvel into like Onslaught or something? I don't know. This is whack. APOC's going to get hit. Kind of want one of the other cards to get discarded here. Yeah, Moon Knight. That's fine. Don't have the 7 energy. It's going to be Dracula. Oh, man, of course. Let's give it a shot. I want to see what happens. I wish I had played Hellcow elsewhere. Probably on the right, to be honest. Even not getting the discards. This is a 50-50 now. Might have been a misplay. But let's see what happens here. Currently, we would have the strongest card down the middle. He's going to Ultron, as kind of expected. Those are going to be some buff drones on the right-hand side. Probably too much to sustain. That's going to be 10 power. Yeah, they'll have 17. Which means he just wins the game outright. Shoot. We do discard the APOC. That's 20, and Dracula goes to 40. So it didn't work out. I misplayed. I should have played the Hellcow on the right. And we likely would have won that game. But you can see the power of Dracula. He can't get Enchantress. He doesn't have an ongoing ability. He doesn't have a Cosmo ability. He can't get stopped. His power level cannot get stopped. If he discards APOC or anything that ends up the highest power total at the throne room, he will win you the location single-handedly. It's insane. All right, I want to try for another one where we can maybe not misplay. I like to show, you know, when I do these, the only games that I don't show you guys are ones where the throne room doesn't show up. Because what's the point? It's the new location, right? Like, I'm only getting... and there it is. I'm getting pretty lucky tonight. It seems to really pop up frequently here. Otherwise, I'll play the game through win or loss, just to see if what I am recommending works. This is a high-tier deck. And a lot of these cards... So, I wanted to talk about this, actually. So, like, there's Lockjaw... Dracula may be one of the more necessary ones, but essentially you can build this deck with just a bunch of discard things, put in like even Wolverine, and the idea is you just heavily invest into that APOC to then throw it at the throne room, right? So you play your cards elsewhere in the other two locations, and then bam, you throne room with the APOC. That's my recommendation if you want to try this deck out. Otherwise, if you're in pool 1 and 2, series 1 and 2 I should say, I still can't get used to that. Ooh, make him discard some stuff. We do have Dracula in hand. That's pretty fun. Yeah, why not? I mean, there's merit for getting +3 power, but I kind of want to see what he's doing because he passed. Cosmo? Okay, I guess I won't see what he's doing. No discards. That's not that bad because we keep our Dracula, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. So we'll put him there. And then we begin to discard for the APOC. Let's go. This is the plan, right? He's doing the same thing. Okay, clearly I'm not the only one with this idea. Obviously not. Let us invest over here. Get 2 discards. I need to thin... Hopefully, some of these stay. I need the discard things to maybe stay so that on my last turn I can play them. We're about to find out. But this is a pretty good hand. Pretty good situation we find ourselves in. What is he doing? He's barely got any power out. Okay, 2 cards. He's going to discard as well. APOC. Okay, it's the same thing. I'm running into it every time. Okay. Honestly, I thought people were going to start running Infinite a lot, like some crazy ramp decks. But I guess not. Oh, this is a little bit awkward with the Chavez, huh? Not so bad. I need to play this clean wing. Plus swarms. Oh, these cost 0? Does he ever invest in the middle? I feel like we're not trying to win the middle, but he has a better APOC than me. He's got 5 cards in hand, though. He's probably gambling a bit. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. He's going to go down the mid. That's fine. We're not investing in that. We do hit APOC. Now we have to hit APOC with the Dracula now because that would be the best case scenario, getting the 16 power, right? He's going to gambit. Not my Dracula. Say oh, you savage. Oh, and his gets the APOC. Wow. Well played. Well, there you go. Don't win them all, right? That's certainly true. So guys, that's my hot take on the throne room. Obviously, those games were a bit wacky. I'm still not the best at this deck, but I truly believe in this combination. Dracula can't be stopped. APOC can be one of your highest power cards. It's going to win on the throne room almost every time and single-handedly if you can properly build them up. So I'd recommend this deck if you're in pool 3. If you're not, just try a lot of discard with APOC. Thank you so much, everybody. The support has been so overwhelming with the new patch stream and just all of the feedback and everything, the comments, the likes. I appreciate it all. I'm always trying to pay attention, see everybody's comments and react to it. So thank you so much. Tomorrow, we're going to do a Bast video. I'm excited to spotlight that new card. And then also, we're going to do a stream of just like some theory crafting and try and play some different decks. So stay tuned, and I will catch you guys next time.